Hello everybody, this is Aaron again. Today I'm going to be reviewing something I never thought I would have ever seen or held in my hand or let alone reviewed. This is a shotgun, a PCP shotgun. It's by Venturi. It's called the Wing Shot, and this is the Wing Shot. I'm going to call it the Mark II or 2. They came out with one earlier. They need to make some improvements on it. They made the improvements, came out with the Mark II, and so this gun is substantially upgraded over the Mark I. First of all, I'll tell you a little bit about it. This is a smoothbore gun. Before I open the box, it's a smoothbore gun. It's about 43 inches long. It has two power settings, a high power setting and a low power setting. Of course, you're gonna get more shots with the high power, with the low power setting, but you won't get as much velocity out of the ammo that comes into it. It has the 5-pound trigger, I understand. And with that, we're gonna go ahead and open the box and talk about the other things this gun can do, because it actually can shoot 3 different types of projectiles. Okay, we're back and got the gun all set up here. As you can see, it's very, very sleek. It feels really, really nice. The stock is beautiful. And we're going to take it outside at the end of this and just fire it one time to see. We know it's not backyard friendly, but we want to see how loud it actually is. So we'll be doing that in a couple of minutes. So, also I want to say too, when you get this gun, you're going to have to put together the bolt on it, because this part of the assembly you have to do yourself, but it's only got a screw or so in it. But also be very, very, very careful, because my nephew, who this gun belongs to, when he got it, he had it in the house. Of course, it wasn't loaded. It was right out of the box, and the cockpit assembly wasn't attached yet. So he pulled the trigger and blew the curtains down. So much air came out. So be really, really careful when you get this gun. It may arrive cocked, and you may not even know that before you even get the cocking mechanism on. So be careful with it when you get it, as you do with all guns, of course. So let's talk a little bit more about this baby. You can feel this thing to 300 psi, and it has a nozzle up here in the front that you take off to get to it. Okay, the gun, it is hearing safe. It's my understanding that you don't have to wear earmuffs with this gun like you would with a regular shotgun, but it's not backyard friendly, so it's going to be a little noise to it, and we'll talk about that. Now let's talk about the ammo this baby shoots. It actually shoots 3 different things, and that's what's really amazing to me. First of all, you can shoot either 8-shot or 6-shot buckshot in it. I'm going to call it buckshot, but you know what I'm talking about. Or you can shoot a 50 cal round ball in it, 50 cal. Whew. Or you can shoot a arrow or a bolt out of this thing like you would out of a crossbow. So it has 3 different functions when you get it, which I think is really, really nice, and it adds to the gun, because you may not want just a shotgun, but having the option of using those other 2 projectiles may be something that may interest you. Now, the effective range of this thing, I understand, is about 30 yards. You probably can push out a little bit further once you've really gotten used to it and that type of thing, but I'm not sure what the accuracy might be at those ranges, because this thing does not have a scope on it like we're used to having on our regular PCPs, where we can really zoom in on what it is we want to hit and dissect that target. You're not going to be able to do that so much with this. Now the thing is choked. I hear that's a big improvement over the original one. It's choked, and so it's going to hold that pattern together better at a longer distance. I saw people shooting things out to 35 yards effectively with this, so I know that that's going to work out very, very well. Now it's a single cock, so just like with any other PCP, you got to cock it back to engage it so you're ready to fire. And then, as I said, it's a 5-pound trigger pull, so it's not going to be something that where you just touch it off, and I can understand that for safety reasons also. Now it's my understanding that you're going to get 5 good shots per field with this particular gun, and with those shots you're going to be able to shoot all 5 projectiles, I understand, 5 times, and you're going to have to refill it again with the nozzle that is up front. Now let's talk a little bit about what this thing shoots and what it does with those particular projectiles that it shoots. Okay, first of all, it does come with its own ammunition, and let me show you one of those. Okay, here's the ammunition that comes with this thing. Again, it's the Venturi, and this is for the shotgun shells. These are the 6 lead shots or you can get the 8 lead shots that's going to carry a little bit more. So let's take a look at the box. Okay, I'm not going to count them up, but it looks like at least 5 times 10, maybe 50 shots in here that you get in this package. And let me take one out for you. Basically, they look like a little bullet. And when it's shot, these things will actually explode out of here, and you get your pattern from there. So, and it looks like there's quite a few in there. So you got to get a good pattern and a good spread with this thing down range. So that's the ammo for it. So again, let's talk a little bit about the ammo that comes for it. Okay, if you get the 8 shot, you're going to be looking at 167 grains in terms of weight. The foot-pounds is going to be 175 foot-pounds, and it's going to shoot at about 700 feet per second, a little under 700 feet per second. Those particular things that for there. Now, I did not take a look at the 6 shot in terms of the speed, but I know that the weight is about the same, and therefore the foot-pounds are going to be the same. And we're just going to say, hey, it shoots at 700 pounds too, but I didn't have the information on that because I only had it on the 8. Now, it also shoots a 50 cal round ball. Now, the round ball I saw, it was shooting pretty accurately out to 30-35 yards, which is decent. The round ball is going to come. It's going to be 177 grains, so it's going to be a heavy little sucker. It's going to shoot at about 740 feet per second, and it's going to be putting out about 250 foot-pounds at the barrel. So that's a lot of power coming out if you want to go after something big with this particular gun. Now, as I said, it's a smooth bore, so of course you don't have the rifling that's going to stabilize that a round that's going down because it's a shotgun barrel. So when you're shooting that round ball, I'm not sure the accuracy. You probably have to do a lot of practice to start getting that thing on target out to anything past 30 yards, unless it's a pretty big target. You're not going to be shooting anything small with this, I would imagine. You can also buy a bolt for this thing. The nice thing about it, for all 3 of these projectiles I'm talking about, you don't have to change out anything. Everything comes out of the same barrel. So even if you decide to shoot the bolts or the arrows out this thing, you just take the choke out, shove your arrows in and fire them off. Now, what kind of devastation or what kind of things can this thing actually do in terms of the arrows? It is my understanding that it shoots a 50 caliber bolt, and the bolt is 430 grains, so that's a heavy bolt. It's going to be shooting at about 510 feet per second. And like I said, effective range is going to probably be about inside 30 yards easily. I would probably say 20 to 25 would be probably even better than that. And that bolt is going to be putting out 250 foot-pounds, so it's going to be hitting pretty hard. Okay, getting this thing ready to fire is really, really simple. What you're going to do is this. You're going to take this, you're going to slide this breech open. When the breech is opened, you're going to take one of your projectiles and drop it into the slot. You're going to close the bolt, take the safety off, and fire the gun. Just that simple. And as I said, you'll get 5 of these shots off before you have to refill. So for this, you are going to have to carry something into the field in order to keep filling this gun after 5 shots. So I'll just show you what my nephew has bought for that purpose over here. He purchased a Ninja paintball thing, and I don't know how many capacities this thing would fill this to, because we haven't had it long enough to take it out and shoot it down and then refill it and shoot it down to find out exactly what the capacity of this in terms of refills. But I would guess that bottle should be able to put it back to 3,000 psi. It's a 4,500 psi bottle, so it should get it up a few times before the air capacity is depleted and you have to come back home or go find a bigger bottle. Also, this gun is a single cock, okay, and the cocking lever is right here. When you get the gun, the cocking lever is not going to be attached. You have to attach that to it. But when you get this gun, be very, very careful, because when it was ordered, this gun was sent cocked. So when the trigger was pulled by my nephew, he blew the curtains down in his living room with all the air escaping. Of course, there was no projectile in it, but enough air came out the barrel to blow the curtains off the front window. So it puts out quite a bit of air, as you would imagine, to be able to push a 50 cal slug down range. So know that this little adjustment here, that's the only thing you have to do when you get it. You're gonna have to put on the bolt action for the particular gun. But it is a single cock. It has to be cocked to put it in place. It has a safety over here, a manual safety, which is very, very good. The barrel up here is choked, and I understand that was one of the big improvements on the gun, that when they choked the barrel, it really made the pattern more dense inside 30 yards. So I think that would be necessary, because if it opens up too much, you know, there's too many holes there, especially shooting at a bird. You can actually miss them and just hit them with one pellet and have them fly off. You want a good pattern on that particular thing that you're trying to shoot. Now, as I said, you get 5 shots per field, and let's talk a little bit about the shots here. Now we're going to talk a little bit about these projectiles and what they do at range. So it shoots, as I said, 3 different things. Let's talk about the first one. It shoots 8-shot BBs here, and those BBs that come out, or pellets or whatever you want to call them, when they come out, they're 167 grains. So that's a lot of, even though they're small, collectively that's a lot of hitting power. They're shooting at 175 foot-pounds. Again, massive hitting power. And this thing will shoot that at just under 700 feet per second. The second one we don't have on hand, and I don't have any data on it, the 6-shot. The 6-shot is going to be not as dense as, as the 8-shot, and therefore it might travel a little bit faster. I'm not sure. Still sure it's going to be 50 cal. But I'm quite sure it's going to be the same thing. It's going to be about 167 grains. It's going to have about 175 foot-pounds, and it's going to shoot at about just under 700 feet per second in terms of load. So that's that's basically what the gun is. I just want to do a quick review on it and say that it's something that is very, very interesting, and just happy to say that I had one in front of me. I picked it up and had a chance to shoot one, and just wanted to share it with you and say here's something else out there that we have in the PCP world that can be utilized for all kinds of sporting opportunities. So with that, we're going to take this thing outside. It's dark now, so we're going to take it outside. We're going to shoot it just to see what it sounds like, and then we're going to come back in and close this thing out. Okay, so let's go. Okay, here we are with the gun. It's nightfall, so you're not going to be able to see a lot. Got a light over here shining on us to illuminate this thing. So here we go with, this is 8-shot. I'm sorry, this is 6-shot, and we're gonna be shooting at 30 yards. So let's see how it does. I'm gonna put it right on it. You sure the safety off? Safety on, man. You said it was off. Okay, safety was on, so we're gonna try it again. I'm really trying not to anticipate this thing, because I don't like shotguns. So I got to hold it still and squeeze and not jump. And on that first one, I certainly would have jumped. So here we go, and we'll try to stay smooth with it. Oh, it probably ain't cocked.
All the way back.
Oh, that stays back?
Yep, all the way back.
Okay. Another mistake, you guys. When you pull this bolt back, it stays back. So we're learning something with it. All right. Here we go again. I don't like shotguns. All right, here we go. Whoa. Well, that wasn't quiet, but it wasn't loud either. It's you can really feel the spring in this thing, and when it fires, it's almost like there's a little delayed reaction. You hear the spring go, and then blow. So let's go get that thing and take it in the house and see what it looks like and close this thing out. Well, okay, we just fired the thing. I hope that the mic on the little camera did it justice. Now, my wife was in the house, and my nephew's girlfriend was in the house, and I swear we weren't. What do you say? 5 yards from the window.
Yeah.
5 yards from the window. We fired the gun and came back in the house and asked them to hear it, and they said they didn't hear it. I still don't believe it, but I think they were so busy yapping that they didn't hear it, because this thing, it makes some noise. But it's nothing, again, it's nothing like a real shotgun. So let's take a look at the pattern this thing had for you. Okay, what happened was the mass of it hit here. I aimed center mass, so it did hit a little low. But as you can see, we got a few pellets that are outside in the border areas, but the mass of them is right in the kill area where you would want it. So my suggestion would be to make sure that on this gun, it's going to hit a little low as the aim, just a little bit higher on the target. But there are other people out there that have reviewed this gun and actually gone out and hunted with it. There's one guy hunting doves. A guy, he hunted those jackrabbits with it. And he was killing jackrabbits at 25 and 30 yards, and the jackrabbits wasn't even taking a step. So I know it has the power to do it. But that is basically everything that I can tell you about the Venturi wing shot. And I think it's a great gun. I would love to put a slug in this thing and shoot it 30 yards. I'd love to put an arrow in it and shoot it later. But for right now, that's all there is to tell you about the Venturi wing shot. And hope you enjoyed the video. Hope we'll be doing a lot more for you coming up soon. And keep it safe.